CrossFit Open 25.1 has been released. AMRAP for 15 minutes. We have an ascending ladder of 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, etc. Lateral burpees over your dumbbell. You'll then have dumbbell hang power clean and jerk, single dumbbell. And then finally, once you complete 3 and 3, 30-foot walking lunge, 6 and 6, 30-foot walking lunge, 9, 9, 30-foot walking lunge, etc. until 15-minute time cap. A couple of things about this workout. Obviously, it's the first workout for the Open for 2025. What I like about it is it's inclusive. It's inclusive. We did see a dumbbell snatch and burpee over the dumbbell last year in the Open for workout number 1. I think at that point in time, people weren't sure of what a good time might be on that one, but however, we can reference the data of that and kind of pull it up and match pace against this. It was interesting. I thought that the walking lunge wasn't with load. Does it diminish this workout? Not at all. Basically, this workout here, you're looking at pure cardiovascular output and some muscular endurance. So we're gonna write that up on the board. We're gonna go aerobic base, and we're also going to go muscular endurance, and that's a local muscular endurance. What do these even mean, and where will you find these in the workout? Aerobic base, pretty low level of entry or difficulty for movements, not requiring a huge ton of contractile force. 15 minutes being a large length of time, especially when these movements are in consideration for constant movement. Muscular endurance, you're going to get a lot of pec and tricep fatigue out of the burpees, potentially the core from all the hinging and piking of the hip as well. There will be some sort of slight hinge mechanic here, not obviously as deep as a big pike of the burpee, but this is going to contribute to that. And then also the dumbbell hang clean and jerk. Now, what is really prevalent here with the dumbbell hang clean and jerk is that you only have to use one single arm. You don't have to alternate at all, but you can choose to alternate if you wish to. Now, that was, I think, one of the kickers last year, learning about the 21 single dumbbell snatches, 21 burpees and 21 other side, and you work your way down. The muscular endurance or the local fatigue within just doing a single arm of that same trap was very prevalent throughout that workout, as opposed to alternating. Just being able to give that muscle group a 1-to-1 break or work rest ratio throughout kind of pays dividends in terms of keeping your body in more control. So we're going to talk about who would actually stay on the single dumbbell same side, where it's beneficial, and then why would you change if at all. Again, we go back to the walking lunge after each one of these sets. So what I'm looking at here for different archetypes of people with a lateral burpee over the dumbbell. Now we've put out a wee strategy sheet of pacing for a 0 to 40 percentile marker, and we go up in 20 percentiles up until 90 and 100% of who kind of fits into what pacing bracket. The first thing to note is that this burpee can become the longest rep. And I would say longest rep, 30 foot broken into 15 feet or 4 meters. For the elites, 5 seconds. This will be the longest rep. So we're gonna kind of like discard this. This can be the longest rep. So at our elite level, we're going to see the burpee performed at about 2.2 seconds on average, maybe 2.3. At the lower end, for somebody who's just kind of entering this, you could be upwards of 10, 12 seconds, and that's 5 or 6 a minute, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If you're just in here and you're doing your best version of yourself, that's so okay. And we have to also consider that 10 to 12 seconds per burpee is not just the continuous movement of itself. You might say do 3 reps in 4 or 5 seconds per rep, so at 15 seconds total, but then you might be taking 20 seconds of break to push out the average time of 10, 12 seconds. Same sort of thing on the dumbbell hang, power, clean and jerk, obviously pretty big mouthful here. The rep speed will not differ as much discrepancy from 2 to 12 seconds in the burpee from the elite to the intermediate / novice. So you could imagine you could probably get as fast as maybe 1.9, but I would almost say that the elite's averaging around 2 seconds per dumbbell, up to about 4 seconds on the slower side of things. And that 4 seconds is a really probably double mechanic, shoulder back down to the bottom, go again. So discrepancy there isn't as big a drop off for the burpee. The walking lunge, it's kind of pretty hard to predict the length of time to get through the lunge from elite to novice, because this is definitely going to be one of the resting portions in the workout for the novices / intermediates. Now, you are still very much focused on getting to hip extension at the top of each walking lunge, and perhaps even tapping that foot on the way through just to get some sort of security, and you're not shuffling your feet and getting a no rep. A no rep on the walking lunge, we've seen Roman Krenikov get one and it was costly. It's a whole 4 meter rep, so you go back to the start. So that's start behind the line and then foot finish past the line, standing to extension before you start your round of burpees. Now, obviously, we know not to go out hot, but I want you to kind of have the mentality in this workout of you cannot win this workout in the first 2 minutes, but you can lose this workout in the first 2 minutes. And then it makes for a long remaining 10 minutes to go. And I say 10 minutes because you're going to get through the next 3 and then you're going to loathe the next 10. As a mindset type of mind frame, I want to just be kind of aggressive and a little bit more cautious about how I'm moving and how constant I am. It's a really quick case of I'm lying on the ground for my next burpee and it's like, hang on, I need to take a break. 3 seconds can turn into 10 very fast. And if you do that 2-3 reps back to back to back, you're at 30 seconds of rest with three reps performed. So have a good mindset of just constantly moving. When you're resting, rest. Dumbbell hang, power clean and jerk. Obviously the elites are going to go unbroken on the dumbbell every single round, but I would say that if you're kind of intermediate or less, you don't need to be performing maybe from 12 unbroken. Take a break. Take a mandatory break, put the dumbbell down 10, 12 seconds, something like that, maybe even 15 seconds, and then go again. And I'm going to start that break period around the double digit marker. Now, the dumbbell hang, power clean and jerk, the first rep can be performed from the floor. I like that. It just kind of, the first power clean can be taken from the floor without having to stand up tall to extension and then going down to the hinge. I think that that's a little bit finicky of, did someone actually get all the way to extension or did they only get here and then go between the legs? So I think that this eliminates confusion on that point. It's semantics. Is that determining of how fit somebody is? I don't think so. So I like that that's out of the way. I like that you can just power clean from the catch position, go straight up over the head without extension of the knees, and then obviously finish the rep overhead. If you are an elite athlete and you have great muscular endurance, you are going to be looking at performing these dumbbells same side for anywhere between kind of 4 to 7 reps before swapping to the other side. And generally you'll start with your dominant side and you'll get some good coordinated reps in and some confidence there. Then you can switch to the other side and perhaps you do a odd split, as in, let's say I have 15 reps. I do 5 on my good side, 5 on my non-coordinated side, which is still probably not so bad, and then 5 on my good side again. What I like about the inclusivity of this workout for somebody who's injured and potentially has a damaged shoulder or maybe a bicep or something like that, you can just do single arm. You can just go all on the same arm, and that's probably going to be the kicker or determining factor of the difficulty through injury, potentially the burpee as well. Myself, I had a little tweak in my quad, and we had walking lunges with dumbbells earlier in the week, and the lunge was a little bit problematic for that, so I had to sub it out. But walking lunge body weight, I think that that's going to be fine. So I do like that this is a component here in terms of like, hey, we can get so many more people to the playing field, and maybe that's something that they've thought about. Again, keys to success in aerobic base, muscular endurance or local muscular endurance, and just understanding your pathway. Even an elite level athlete, you can be elite and not have phenomenal muscular endurance, and probably it will be noted around the 8 to 9 minute marker. You might just want to go alternating reps every single time because it allows you to stay moving, versus I go single arm and then I'm forced to put it down, and then the damage fatigue that happens after that is a little bit too hard to replenish. So having a little bit foresight on that, maybe definitely 3s unbroken same side, 6s maybe you're starting to split them up already, but it's not the worst idea to do so. Yes, it's going to be slower than going same side, but slower doesn't necessarily mean a worse overall score if that means that you can keep continuously moving throughout this workout and the other portions. Let's say alternating is 0.1, maybe 0.2 at max seconds slower than single arm. Over 10 reps, it's only 1 second. It's only 1.5 seconds over 10 reps, versus if I go as fast as I can lie on the floor for 3 seconds and I'm double or 200% worse than what I was just by making this one nice and smooth. So that's probably going to be something like my game plan. I'm not so super aerobically fit. I'm going to take a little bit of a alternating hang, clean and jerk method just to make sure that I kind of stay intact on my burpees and have a little bit of mental strength to try and keep this portion of the workout going. Use this as a little bit of a breather. And then again, this is my working section in here, as what I would expect for everyone else. In our little pacing structure sheet, you'll see again the difference of where we assume that the percentage of athlete will finish, and that's dictated on we've combined all of the movements and we have an average time or seconds per rep. So for example, the novice or the 0 to 40% area is going to be about 11 to 12 seconds per rep completed. And then the elites are going to be about 2.5 seconds to 2.8 seconds per rep. And that's inclusive of your walking lunge. So 1 rep on the walking, there's 2 reps to get in the walking lunge, 5 seconds per rep. So that's 10 seconds versus say 2 seconds, you get 5 reps up here. So that's inclusive, and then divvied out amongst them all. You have your paces here, top ends for your burpees and your dumbbell hang clean and jerks, and then obviously on the slower side of those things over there. So that's my breakdown of the workout, aerobically based muscular endurance. Take a look at the pacing charts that we've set to see where you would kind of fit. We do have some movement strategies to come on the floor, which we'll have in a separate video. Hopefully you found some gold in here and a little bit more of a pathway about how to help you succeed in this workout.